Welcome to the Do It All Dad Year podcast, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. And this is episode 3 for season 3, Gay About My Abnormality. Can I get a holla? Because I've been jerking off my headlines from my shows long time all week. Ah! Eddie Murphy won't let cancel culture restrict his long-awaited stand-up comedy return. Cosby rape jokes should be a safe space for Eddie to mine. Did you know female dragonflies play dead to avoid sexual assault? Camille, Bill Cosby victims call this wishful thinking. Can I get a holla for recycling an A-plus gem no longer too soon? Holla! It's Bernie Sanders joining the October debate after his health scare. My stents in my heart were made in Switzerland. So was my pacemaker. Crowd laughs. Bernie gets defensive. The Swiss got a firm grasp on making sterling, exacting timepieces any German at B&W would wear. Hillary Clinton stressing Trump admin officials to tell the truth. It's like the New York Times telling Larry David how to craft logical, funny storylines under a semi-believable suspension of disbelief. Trump's chat with the head of Ukraine undermined national security. Did Trump offer Putin's personal email address in exchange for the name and location of Hunter Biden's crack dealer in downtown Wilmington, Delaware? Email is yourmamaobama@gmail.com. Trump assaulted the Constitution. Did he white out We the People and fill in Fox and Friends? Trump assaulted the Constitution. With what? A machete signed by Michael Douglas from Romancing the Stone? Trump assaulted the Constitution. Did he deface the Bill of Rights section, using it to wipe up the trail of Russian call girls in his golden shower suite at the Four Seasons in downtown St. Petersburg? Trump assaulted the Constitution. Did Trump overnight $150 billion in unmarked bills to Iran on the eve of Ramadan? What do you call this assault on checks and balances? A law-powered intervention, so it's a wash, no questions asked. Hashtag Trump Meltdown. As usual, Twitter twat resistors have it the other way around. He's a stable genius, remember? You're just no-name hacks with no black friends whatsoever. Does Jim Brown support "you're not my president" racist rhetoric bullshit? It's a rhetorical question. The worst part about applying for jobs is being reminded you're looking for one. We wish you all the best in your job search, and thank you again. Sincerely, the Blue Balls recruitment team. I need to rephrase that because it's exciting to look for jobs that you want. It just sucks to be reminded that you need a paying job to keep your marriage afloat and to have any serious intention of repairing a fractured relationship with your parents. But that's going to happen, folks. I'm calling out my shot right now. My audition reel for Do It All Dad Double Burner Pancake Griddle. Do It All Dad's Double Burner Pancake Griddle demo reel for QVC. Guaranteed going to get me an interview. Very excited about this development. Can't wait to keep you informed. Especially if, before you know it, you see me on QVC, you're like, hey, look at that great looking mug. Why would you limit yourself to just a podcast? It's circumcising your energy and the totality of your presence. Not that like seeing my handsome mug really adds that much more flair, but I wouldn't mind rocking some Canali suits in the process. And the paychecks to pay for them. So we'll see what happens. That's Trump's big expression. We'll see what happens. For my email headline hooker, Do It All Dad Nation, I of course used Joan Lives. Thank you very much. She does live with me. So here we go. Back to some jokes. My wife made some cauliflower soup, and I don't want her to feel super offended for me blowing it off because I got lost in ego enlargement, joke spewing land for free, as usual. So here we go. But like the great Arthur Miller said, just because what you're doing hasn't yielded any profit doesn't mean that it's devoid of any value or without value. That's his exact verbiage, without value. I think devoid sounds better, but that's just me. So this conversation I had with my wife. My wife says, Matilda has a dentist appointment tomorrow morning. This is my wife addressing me in continuation. Enough with the sighing. I schedule all the kids' appointments. And I reply, you want to trade places and be the kids' permanent schlepper instead? Fabulous Miss Maisel. Very happy that Alex Bornstein won her second Emmy for that show. Been aware of the fact that she was a writer on Family Guy from back in the day. So, and a very proud Jewess. Her grandmother is a Holocaust survivor. And during her Emmy speech, which I didn't watch the Emmys, I read on this website, Caveller, that I'd submitted a piece to about her and how she had this advice, how saying she was to step out of line, and she like went for it, and she survived. So unbelievable, those stories of Holocaust survivors. So God bless the Bornstein family tree. So I was looking up definitions of perverse, and I realized that usually think perverse, you think like out of control. They think of like some sort of out of control, sexual incident or occurrence in your life, or some sort of like kinky leaning. And it actually means more than that. So I was looking it up, and why was I looking this up? Because right now it's time of Rosh Hashanah, high holidays, time of serious introspection. They call it the high holidays for a reason. God has his book of life, and he decides who's been righteous, who's been good, who's been so-so, and other people that are just complete evil degenerates in his eyes, in the sense that they don't see any room for self-improvement. They don't care about who they've hurt along the way, and their attitude is, well, you got these commandments, but like I don't give a F, so screw you, God. I don't believe in the first place. So I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Those people don't tend to live. So that's according to the Bible. So I was doing some research, and obviously I got 3 kids over here. I want them to see me to be a major success in this world. I mean, it's great that I self-published a couple of books. It's great to be able to show them articles I had republished. Great that I can still rock my leather jacket that I got from my TV writing break. Nonetheless, I've been able to bring home any bacon for some time now on the stay-at-home comedian front. And it's going to be great to start celebrating some wins once I'm able to capitalize on me tripling down on believing in me and not just and not giving up on my belief in me. Despite certain people like my younger brother saying, I can't wait when your kids get older. I can tell them what a loser you are. So, but I forgive you, Jonathan. I understand that you would not want to get excited about me telling you that a book reviewer for the New York Post is in the process of reading my book. That's okay. I obviously rubbed the wrong way, and I'm sorry that my speech at your wedding was considered inappropriate. It was not malicious. I did not mean any personal harm to be caused from it. I just wanted to be funny. But I should have known better going into the lion's den of an elitist East Coast crowd. And if I make a Bill Maher joke and go after your Jesus, or I throw in like a Trevor Noah joke, which really wasn't a bash against him, it's not going to be received well. But that's okay. I realized, God, that I just haven't been to that many weddings, so I should have not gone for the humorous angle. But I'm a stay-at-home comedian over here, and I was excited about there being an audience, so I was a little self-serving, but I also wanted to be funny and entertain. So not to like justify my existence in front of my parents, but I am sincerely sorry from the bottom of my heart, younger bro, for hurting your feelings. Even though I recall you like making out with Jane during the entire speech anyway, and I mean, and you were a blatant dick uh, right before your wedding when I'm walking down with our great Aunt Marion and you said, hey, give us some space, as if I was cramping your style while you were walking down with mom and dad, but that's fine. I did give a beautiful toast the night before. I did give you an original Nintendo, the Tecmo Bowl, with a letter saying Lowe's at Tecmo Bowl, which I think are pretty nice things. Don't recall getting a gift from you at my wedding, but that's okay. All is forgiven. Shana Tova. I sent that to the text. I'm just recording this. Like I know God, he's dealing with a lot of confessions this time of year. So I just want it on record on the podcast, okay? I am truly sorry for triggering any anxiety and for anyone being offended. Because they're in a state of mass hysteria. That's for you, Savage. I can't deal with a joke about your Canadian friend making himself comfortable hitting somebody, so Jim Carrey can paint him as an all-right deplorable goon for hire. Ah! That guy chopping up my tongue, and I had a holler coming out. Anyway, it's on record. Glad it's established. But yeah, back to being perverse. So perverse also means cranky opposition, especially under force upon censorship of so-called suitable normal behavior. So in essence, working comedians are paid to be gay about their abnormality for pointed laughs while getting their freak on for a living. Probably should have practiced saying abnormality at least 20 times in a row before I did this podcast and closed on that number. Would have been in my best interest. Gay about abnormality. I am eliminating any flow, any momentum, any audience I just had just went poof. So I'll end on a conversation I had with my wife. So she's talking, is on her way to the Bronx Zoo on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. I went to the Bronx Zoo. She says, your parents never took you to zoo? And I said, you grew up in the hinterlands of Australia with only 2 TV stations showing endless repeats of Astro Boy from Japan. So stop acting like I grew up so deprived compared to you. And I wanted to share an excerpt from this TV pilot. I'm thinking I might make it a play. I met this horse trainer. She works with a bunch of stars in Hollywood, and she's very excited about reading my production about a talking horse. And I'm going to share a sample of dialogue with you guys right now that I created that I think's pretty neat. Well, this is a conversation with my daughter. The talking horse isn't involved yet. Daughter says, by the Hudson River. And every year for Young and Poor, you cast your stones in some body of water, and it's supposed to symbolize like casting away like your sins, right? As long as you ask God for like sincere forgiveness for them. And according to Maimonides, famous Jewish mystic philosopher, the key is, as far as like God processing your sincere apology, is making sure that you make a promise in your heart to not repeat those same degenerate, perverse, potentially hurtful mistakes. So, it's my daughter, the Hudson River. I'm throwing stones into the Hudson River. She says, my friend Eva thinks I'm crazy for believing in mermaids. And I said, does she think the tooth fairy is fake news at 8 also? Eva didn't find money under her pillow last time. She didn't buy The Rock sleeping in for a change. This is the Do It All Dad Here podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. Have a wonderful weekend. Hug your family as close as you can. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy our awesome kick-ass country and our beautiful fall weather. Go Yankees. And I'll talk to you guys soon.